Stop. Do you feel it? That sudden, visceral sense that the ground beneath your feet is shifting, that the old season has concluded, yet the future has not yet broken ground? That tension is the sound of destiny calling. You are not merely waiting, you are in the divine holding pattern. God, the master architect, is not just planning a better life for you, He is preparing a better you to live it. He must empty the old vessel, cleanse the flaws, and reinforce the walls before the new wine can be poured. The breakthrough you crave is preceded by an intense, often painful curriculum of the Spirit. If you are questioning your struggles, if you feel isolated or attacked, understand this. These are not accidents. These are the 7 undeniable signs that God is actively, painstakingly, and lovingly preparing you for a new beginning. A dimension of influence that will redefine your entire purpose. Listen closely. Your preparation is your prophecy. Sign 1. The sudden and non-negotiable closure of doors. The first and most painful proof of preparation is the systemic shutting down of your trusted anchors. You experience rejection where favor once flowed. Financial stability becomes a sudden question mark. Relationships you depended on are unexpectedly pruned. This disruption feels like failure, like being blocked by a cruel hand. But this is the mercy of divine redirection. We cling to the known, even when the known limits our potential. We frantically try to force the lock on the past, forgetting that God is equally powerful in closing a door that would trap your future. He must eliminate your plan A to force you into His plan G. Plan glory. Think of it. A ship cannot navigate a new ocean if it is still tied to the dock of the old port. God severs the ties of comfort to create an absolute spiritual vacuum. He is removing the crutches, not to make you fall, but to make you stand solely on the strength of His promise. The frustration of these closures is the spiritual friction necessary to ignite your transition. This is not a message of defeat. It is a declaration of separation. He is declaring, your new season will not be tied to old compromises or comfortable limitations. I am creating a hunger that only my ultimate supernatural provision can satisfy. Let the doors close. They are locking the past, not locking you out of your future. Sign 2, a deep, unshakable season of isolation and pruning. As the external noise is silenced, the internal work begins. You enter the crucible of isolation, the necessary spiritual wilderness. The crowds thin. The trusted voices grow distant. You find yourself alone with your thoughts, your deepest wounds, and the unwavering presence of God. This is not loneliness. It is solitude for the sacred task. The purpose of the pruner is not destruction, but maximization of yield. God is using this season to sever every toxic attachment, every limiting belief, and every distracting voice that would draw energy away from your primary assignment. This is where your character is fortified, far from the applause and the visibility. In this powerful quiet, the dependence anchor is set. God removes every human support system you leaned on, ensuring that your foundation is exclusively placed in Him. He is teaching you the language of intimacy, forging a relationship so strong that it is independent of human approval. Furthermore, clarity is established. When the world's volume is muted, the voice of God becomes unmistakably loud. He uses this time to pour the blueprints of the new vision directly into your spirit, giving you the strategies and the spiritual authority required for the breakthrough. Embrace the silence. The isolation you feel is the divine rehearsal for the public assignment you are about to receive. You are learning to hear His voice so acutely that the opinions of man will become irrelevant noise in your next great chapter. Sign 3. Heightened spiritual warfare and intense opposition. As you move toward the threshold, the spiritual atmosphere becomes thick with tension. You face an unprecedented escalation of warfare, intense doubt, financial pressure, and deep emotional assaults. Why the increase in attacks? Because spiritual warfare is the clearest confirmation of your proximity to promise. The enemy is not attacking your present status. He is terrified of your next status. He fears the influence and the anointing God is about to place on you, and he launches his most vicious campaigns just before the breakthrough. This pressure is the divine tempering process. God permits this resistance, not to break you, but to fortify you. The opposition is simply the heat and pressure required to refine your character, making you resilient enough to carry the weight of a larger blessing without crumbling. This battle is preparing you to handle the blessing, to lead, to serve, and to sustain the momentum. Do not view the intense challenge as a sign of failure. View it as a boundary marker. It indicates that the territory you are about to claim is highly valued by the enemy. Every moment of resistance is a chance to practice the authority you will soon wield. Hold the line. Your breakthrough is often found just beyond the point where you wanted to surrender. Sign 4, a profound sense of divine restlessness, holy discontent. While the external battle rages and internal fire ignites, you develop a deep, visceral sense of holy discontent. The things that once provided comfort, your level of achievement, your current routine, the spiritual plateau you've reached, now feel utterly inadequate. You feel like a soul that has grown too large for its current container. This is the spiritual law of expansion at work. This restlessness is not anxiety, it is the engine of your divine transition. God has planted a seed of vision within you that is now mature and pushing against the soil of your current life. It is forcing you out of the comfort zone, which had subtly become a zone of stagnation. This divine tension compels you to seek more, to dream bigger, and to pursue greater alignment. If you are uncomfortable in the ordinary, it is because God is confirming your call to the extraordinary. He uses this feeling to dismantle the subtle idols of complacency and drive you into the unfamiliar territories of faith and ambition. Don't suppress this sacred tension. It is the feeling of a soul preparing to break free and fulfill its true elevated mandate. Sign 5, an unprecedented, consuming hunger for God's presence and word. Our 5th sign is the internal confirmation of your readiness. You develop an overwhelming, insatiable hunger for deeper intimacy with God. Your prayer life shifts from obligation to desperate, vital necessity. Reading the Word is no longer optional. It becomes the oxygen for your spirit. This is capacity building in its purest form. The greater the anointing, the greater the internal fortitude required. God knows that promoting you beyond your spiritual depth would cause the blessing itself to become a stumbling block. He is intensely filling your inner vessel with His Spirit and His truth to prepare you to steward the immense weight of the new season, be it influence, wealth, or spiritual authority. This intimacy is your training ground. The spiritual insights, discipline, and revelations you gain in this hidden season of fervent pursuit will be the non-negotiable strategies you deploy in your public season of blessing. This intensified hunger is God installing the essential spiritual operating system necessary for the next generation of your life and ensuring that your breakthrough is sustainable and rooted in His power, not your own strength. Sign 6, the opening of supernatural and unqualified doors. Then the miraculous begins to unfold, validating all the preparation. Unusual, unexpected, and seemingly unqualified doors begin to swing open. Opportunities arrive that bypass all standard protocols, defying your resume, your network, and all logical explanation. They are too timely, too perfectly aligned, and too clearly out of your reach to be a coincidence. These are God-sized doors. They are divinely engineered to be so clearly out of the realm of your own strength that when you walk through them, God gets the undeniable, absolute glory. This is the favor of God manifesting as supernatural acceleration, confirming that your season of preparation is over and your assignment is active. The temptation is to shrink back in false humility or fear of inadequacy. Resist that urge. If God has qualified you for it, your past limitations and human credentials are irrelevant. Your role is not to question the method, but to step into bold obedience. Step through these God-sized doors with unwavering confidence. They are designed to showcase His limitless power, not your limited ability. Sign 7. The sudden recall and final release of the past. The final, often therapeutic, sign that the transition is complete is the unprompted, vivid return of memories. Old failures, past wounds, and former versions of yourself. You may wonder why God would allow you to relive the pain, just as the blessing is within reach. This is the divine act of final closure. God is presenting the old book one last time so you can consciously and completely close the cover forever. He needs you to look at the old you, the fearful self, the struggling self, the broken self, and recognize the profound transformation He has accomplished. He gives you a final chance to forgive the past, release the residual shame, and fully detach from the old identity. He is ensuring that the old chains, the old narratives, and the old fears are fully severed before you step into a future that requires your whole, healed, and liberated self. When you look back at that struggle and realize you no longer fear it, no longer claim it, and no longer carry its weight, you receive the final glorious confirmation that the past season is dead and the new beginning is now in session. Concluding exhortation. You have endured the crucible. You have survived the pruning. You have fought the good fight of faith in the silence, the trials, the isolation, the warfare. These were not random detours. They were the necessary, customized curriculum for your next level of influence and authority. The time of hidden preparation is now complete. The closed doors were not the end of your story, but the divine force propelling you toward the magnificent chapters that await. Take courage. Step forward in absolute faith. The future you have prayed for requires the elevated person you have become through this process. You are not too weak. You are ready. Welcome to your new beginning.